pugilist, big up. So yeah, we're gonna start with Friday night. Whilst big up Travis J, I was with Craig Richards. Went out to the Travis J comedy show. Travis J is on the Undefeated podcast, and he had his first like solo stand-up show. He had this guy Darren on, and what's his name, Kevin J, as this like support and host. And met some great defeaters, Mulla, obviously pugilist, Tony Cox, Spencer Fearon, Ben Doughty, a few other men, and it was all love. Great show. So while I was there, there was a Frank Warren show on, funny enough. So yeah, that was with David Adelaide and one of our young bucks from the ends, called Aloys. I know him as Aloys. His name's Aloys Uwimbi, yeah? 18-year-old from the bits. Yeah, I'm at work today. Yeah. 18-year-old took the fight on 24 hours notice versus Poland's Michael Sosinski, who was 3-0 with 2 KOs. So he was put in the house corner. Aloys was put in the Off the Canvas was there, big up Off the Canvas. Aloys was put in the away corner. It just looked a bit like a fix up. And what's it? The Michael Sosinski guy, he had like an extensive amateur background, and he'd boxed the likes of Chevon Clark from Team GB Olympic squad, and Matthias Masternek, the former European cruiserweight champion who boxed even Tony Bellew. And now we're getting onto that pugilist. We're getting onto the young buck first, and then we'll talk about the main event. And that was a 4-rounder. Aloys got dropped in the first round with a jab. It was a great scrap, but it's not something you should be having on your debut, in my opinion. He needs a bit of guidance in his career, and he could do things, but he doesn't want to be a man who being called up often on short notice and then getting used up by the age of 22, being in these hard fights. He's fighting this Friday. Hopefully they've got him an opponent which he looks good in taking care of, which a young prospect should be doing. We had a few other guys, and we had Adnan Mohammed, who my business partner Lex, he was in his corner with Don Boxer, and that was Lex's first time as a second in a corner. So that, big up to Lex, doing the corner team and that gaining that experience. And then we had in the main event. That was Adnan Mohammed. He moved to 4-0. He fought Engel Gomez. Adnan Mohammed is from Somali descent, calls himself the Pirate. So yeah, good little moniker right there. And then, I see Ade 26. Yeah, you was there as well on a Friday. And then the main event, we had David Adelaide versus Dominic Muzzle. He was from Poland, and that was a 4th round retirement. He retired in the next corner after the 4th. After the 4th, he got hit, and then he was in a crucifix position or starched out on the rope. David kind of allowed him and didn't tub him, because that could have been quite devastating, to be fair. Big up Nathan Wees, Crafty, come on, you know where it is. And then David, he looked good. He was using some pull counters, decent jab. Looked like he's improving. So yeah, he was looking for reassurance from was it Richie Woodall, because he got a bit of stick from the Sokolowski fight, and improving guy. So then we move on to the DAZN card, which this card was just looked like any card. And if you had an accumulator on this week, there's no way. I want to see who won if you like, you got to do a real accumulator this week, by the way, a real one. Last week, sorry. If you had a real accumulator, the bookies won. There's no way you won on this unless you play some just silly stuff, silly fights. So we had Dom Hunt beat James Flint. Big up Jabir Singh, beat James Flint for the English title in the welterweight division, 98-93. Then we move on to Terri Harper versus Alycia Baumgardner. Now, Alycia Baumgardner, that's a spicy one. That's spicy, man. Yeah, she come over full of confidence. From the weigh-in, because I hadn't seen her fight before. It was kind of like that Jamie Mitchell thing. I hadn't seen her fight before, but she come over with enough confidence. So when the weigh-in happened, I see they did the face-to-face, and Terri Harper, when they did face-to-face, Alycia got in her face, and Terri Harper did this gulp like, ooh. You see when the spit and the Adam's apple go, and I thought, oh, you're shook. And then obviously Alycia must have clocked it. And it's like, yeah, and the new. And I thought, okay, I think this girl's gonna win. So then, pugilist Tony, you know that Alycia is one hot one. So yeah, then she's come into when she's on the announcement, the ring announcement now, she's too sexy for this, too sexy for. I'm like, okay, Cheap Keith, oh yeah, baby, oh yeah. So I'm like, all right, you're coming in. And the Terri Harper, another thing. These British women, why do they all look old? Like Terri Harper is meant to be 25 years old. Now she looks like she's about 38, 39. It's kind of like that other girl, Shannon Courtney. They call her the baby-faced assassin, and there's nothing baby-faced about her, but we'll leave her alone. But Terri Harper looks very old for her age. She does not look like a 25-year-old. But anyway, let's get into the fight. Alycia come out with the too sexy thing. I thought, all right, so she just moved to Terri straight away, like just landing bombs, as she calls Monica's the bomb, innit? She's just landing bombs. She's hurt her in the second round. No, minus. She's hurt her in the second round, but she kept composure, using the JB, the jabs to the body and all that. And I'm like, okay, she's just dominating. Then the third round, more domination. Terry's not even getting into it. I'm just like, wow, this is kind of one-sided. Then the fourth rounds come. Even Tony Bellu's had like 3-0 already. Everyone must have had it 3-0. Then, as I'm writing my tweet, like I've gone on Twitter, Alycia Baumgardner, and I put like the star eyes. I put the star eyes, yeah. Obviously, giving the hot shots shout out, whatever. Then she's done this move, jab, as Terri Harper's gone for the 1-2. She's used this kind of, not even pull counter, but she's kind of, as she's thrown the 2, she's walked in on the overhand, well, not even overhand, like a chopping right hand, and she's just done this mad like Michael Jackson Thriller thing, and then she's like looking at the floor, and Alycia's gone over to wham her. Luckily, this ref is a sick ref. He's luckily caught it, like he's half caught the punch, because Terri Harper was about to get David Price. You know when David Price got caught originally by Povetkin? Because I was there at the Principality. Mr. 1-1, Creaser, you was there too. You was at the Principality, and I swear Base the Kid was at Principality as well, and Starter. So you lot saw it as well. So when David Price, he got like hit on the temple, and he's looking at the floor, and then Povetkin's just gone up to him and just like wham with the left hook and just laid man out flat. So that was what was going to happen to Terri Harper if that ref didn't catch that punch, because she was doing the Michael Jackson Thriller thing, and he was like dum, 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 dum. Oh my god, let me stop. But anyways, we move on. So she's now the WBC and IBO champion. So what's next for the bombshell? Forget the bomb, you're the bombshell, Alycia Baumgardner, and I see she's got like, she's quite a bit of a mix. She's like Korean. I see on her profile, she's started following straight away. So I see she's Korean, Japanese, by the way, Korean, Japanese, German, and African American. But yeah, she's spicy, man. But who can she fight next? So there's Delphine Pursoon, who's like at about nearly 50 fights. Let me look at my notes. There's Delphine Pursoon, 46-3, 19 KOs. She's 36 years old, but she's so experienced, you know. She's probably the leader of the pack, and she really does bring it. That would be a war, because, yeah, that would be a big war. Then there's Maivia Hamaduchi, 22-2, 18 KOs. She just lost her WBO and IBF title to somebody who Alycia has been calling out for quite a while in Michaela Maya, who just beat Hamaduchi last week in a great women's fight, which you guys need to make sure you watch. What weight is it? The weight is 120. Is it 126? I think it's super heavy, you know. So Terri Harper probably needs to move up, because she's quite tall, very lean, very ripped, and she's 25. It says, even though I don't know, man. These women are looking mad weathered, man. But okay, she needs to move up anyway. But yeah, then there's Michaela Maya, 16-0, 5 KOs, and they've been going back and forth and arguing for quite a while. Even after Alycia won, then I see a video of Michaela Maya doing some like so whatever. So that would be a good unification if it comes off, if Michaela takes a fight, because Alycia says Michaela's ducking her. She don't want to fight nobody. She's been calling her out for a while. I've seen video evidence and proof. Be right back. Gonna find her. Oh man, like Creaser. Pugilist. Yep, she was knocked out standing. Yeah, it was deep, man. It was deep. Then we had Kid Galahad, where this was like a sure bet on my accumulator. This was meant to be quite straightforward, to be fair. And he buzzed Kiko Martinez like from even the first round. You know, I thought the movement and all that. And the Kiko Martinez, another one, 35 years old, yeah. So he's meant to be the same age as me. He was meant to be in my class in school, let's say, yeah. So big up Craig Richards. So Kiko Martinez is meant to be 35 years old, yeah. Looks mad old for his age, but yeah, he was getting buzzed from the first round. Kid Galahad's just dominating. Do you know what this fight reminded me of? Well, I'll tell you at the end of what happened. So then it comes to the 5th round. Kid Galahad's just beating him up, piecing him up, cut him in the 3rd as well. So, and remember, Kiko, he lost to Zelfa Barrett, even though some people did think that he won it. But then at the end of the 5th, he just come overhand, right, bam, on the chin. Kid Galahad's gone down like a sack of spuds, a heap. Yes, not to mention Kid Galahad did fail the weight at the first attempt, so that's probably, he could have been struggling with that. So he's gone down heavy, he's got up at the end of the round, and he's a champion. Some people are saying, should the ref have stopped it? No, you can't stop the champion who was dominating all the rounds like previously. Come on, let's not be stupid, yeah? He was dominating, it was one-sided beatdown. So then he's had a minute to recover. You know, Dom Ingles putting the water on the head, the ice on the back of the neck, all that type of stuff. So I thought he'd probably recovered, but he's just gone out, yeah. And then Kiko's just walked up to him like it was a street fight. You know, one of them civilian punches, and he's just gone wham over the top, whammed him on the chin. He's just gone down, banged his head out, lights out, James Tony'd. Like it was like do you remember when Nassim when he hit one guy and the guy's knees buckled and he's gone like that, hit him over, he's got up, and then Nassim just ran up to him and punched him? It was like that. But then this performance by Kiko Martinez and Kid Galahad, it reminded me of another Sheffield guy from the same gym who was trained by Brendan Ingle, Dominic Ingle's son. That's right, Harold Graham versus Julian Jackson. pure domination, and then what? Gets caught with the big left hook, out like a light. No need for the count. That's what it reminded me of. And notice that Sheffield ain't really a good place for Sheffield fighters to be defending their title. Let's not forget, and Terri Harper's not from Sheffield, but she lost to an American. But let's not forget, and Americans seem to have quite good fortunes in Sheffield, because Errol Spence won his first world title in Sheffield versus Kell Brook. Then Alycia the Bomb Baumgardner won her first world title in Sheffield versus Terri Harper. And then obviously Kiko Martinez, who's big up Alois, I was talking about you just earlier. He just won his title. Now Kiko Martinez is 35, 43 wins, 10 losses, and 30 KOs. So he's a puncher. He can punch. 30 KOs out of 43 wins, 10 losses. But that just shows you records are for DJs. Leon 9996. Who's Alycia? Alycia Baumgardner, brother. You need to go look her up. You need to go follow. And you need, furthermore, you need to watch her fight. Let me put some respect. You need to go watch her fight. She fought Terri Harper on Saturday. I'm surprised you haven't seen that fight. It's been all over the internet, very viral. It was mad. But yeah, 43 and 10 losses. So it just shows you records are for DJs. Because I remember when he won his European title back in, well, he lost to, what's his name? Randall Monroe. Do you remember Randall Monroe back in the day? Back in 2008, big up Hassim boxer. He lost that for the European title to him for the European title to what's his name? Let me get through the breakdown first, Hassim, and I'll get you on. He lost to him back in 2008. Then he beat Jason Booth in 2011. Remember, man like Jason Booth, you know, in 2011 for the European title. Then he lost the European title to Carl Frampton in 2013. Then he won the IBF Super Bantamweight title in the 6th round TKO against the Afro-Colombian guy, Jonathan Romero, in Atlantic City in 2013. Then he loses to Carl Frampton in a rematch again, but this time for his belt, the IBF belt. Then he has 5 attempts at trying to be a world champion again. For 8 years, he had 5 attempts. So he lost to Scott Quigg, he lost to Leo Santa Cruz, he lost to Josh Warrington, he lost to Gary Russell Jr. He got stopped by Gary Russell Jr., very talented guy. And then the 5th attempt was against Kid Galahad. So it just shows you, as my saying goes, persistence beats resistance. You see that? You see? He could have quit. Enough man would have told him, listen, Kiko, you think about packing it in, you know, just get a couple of paydays and just look to head out. But no, he stayed on the course. He stayed on the journey. Now look, he's a Spanish legend. They ain't had no two-weight world champion before. Now, look at Eddie Hearn. Big up Eddie Hearn as well, yeah? Big up Jay Taylor. Big up Eddie Hearn, because he has put Spanish boxing on the map, and he's doing it for Europe as well, because he's going around these European countries putting on shows where these men would never get exposure, and these men wouldn't even get shots against certain men, when they could have probably beaten some of these champions over the history years, but they've just never got the exposure. So now look at this. The next DAZN Spain card, he might even put it as Spanish pay-per-view, not for us, but make the Spain people pay a little fee, because you're gonna have top of the bill Kiko Martinez, yeah, Spanish legend, hero, defending his world championship. Then you'll have Sandor Martin, yeah, who just beat Mikey Garcia. Yeah, so you have him on as chief support or something like that. Then, or you can have either one main event, the other one chief support, either, whatever way you like it. Big up Dre Waters, big up your brother Shakan Pitters on the weekend Saturday. 8th round TKO, won the WBC International Light Heavyweight title. Good shooting, but we back to the thing. So you have Kiko Martinez top of the bill. Then you have Sandor Martin on there. Then you have Kerman Leggagara. You have him on there. Then you have Sergio Garcia on there as well, European champion again. You've got a stacked card. He can charge them Spanish man a little €10 or something. They'll pay that. €15. You see what I'm saying? So big up Eddie Hearn. Spanish boxing is flying right now. Then we move on to the American card. So Jose Benavidez, he's been out the ring for 3 years. He lost via 12th round TKO to Terence Crawford back in 2018. Big up RKO. Oh, Namdi, come on, big up. And he was fighting Francisco Torres for 3 years out. That's a tough fight, but I guess he had a lot of confidence. His dad, Jose Benavidez Sr., had confidence, and that resulted in a draw ultimately. But let's just get on to my boy, yeah, my little nephew. Let's go into my boy, David Benavidez, El Bandero Roja, yeah. What's up? Yep, just here doing the live. El Bandero Roja, David Benavidez fighting Kyrone Davis. Now, Kyrone Davis coming at 3 weeks' notice because Jose Uzcategui got busted for roids, peds, roids, whatever you want to call it, because he knew what was going to happen. He was going to get bruck up. Yeah, he knew what was coming to him. He was going to get stopped for the first time. So David Benavidez, he's got the replacement guy, Kyrone Davis, who last time out got a draw with Anthony Durrell, who we saw just the other week get some big boy knockout, which they're putting in, you know, the top 10 knockouts of the year with that uppercut. So he got a draw with him, which many thought he won, but obviously he was B-side, so it is where it is. So anyway, so Kyrone Davis coming. So round one, you know, David Benavidez, he's starting a bit slower than usual, you know, just working him out, figuring him out, whatever. Kyrone Davis is doing a lot of pushing and stuff, and he's really fighting his heart out. Then David Benavidez turns it up on him in the fourth, letting the hands go, lamping him, body shots, this, that, and the other. Then the coach, Kyrone Davis, so he's gone back to the corner. The coach has gone, was it as weird as it might seem? I think he just shot his load. I was thinking, are you mad? Do you not know the engine on this brother? Like, but I was thinking, all right, you say what you're saying. Like, I think he's just shot his load or whatever. So he's come out for the fifth. Benavidez is just letting him have it, just punching him up. Bare big shots. But Kyrone's got a mad chin. Pugilist says Kyrone looks so small. He did, because they've got David, because Kyrone's 5'11", yeah. They've got David Benavidez at 6 foot on BoxRec, but he's not 6 foot. He's like 6'3", because if you watch, remember, Anthony Durrell is 6'2". Look at him standing in front of and in the ring with Anthony Durrell when they fight, and all the head-to-heads. And he's taller than Anthony Durrell. Then even when he's stood in front of Caleb Plant before, where they squared up and had little conversations or whatever, Caleb Plant is 6'2" as well. And David's taller than him as well. So David's like 6'3". There's a few men who are not got the right listings on BoxRec, who we know. Pugilists, we spoke about this just on Friday night. So yeah, so he's beating him up. End of the fifth, he's like, oh, I'm not gonna let you keep taking these shots. I know you're playing possum. But you're taking too many shots. End of the sixth, it's going to the sixth round. He's just getting lit up, just getting pummeled. He's getting hurt. He's getting winded. The body shots are going in. The mad speed combinations are coming in. Then he's like, and then Kyrone's using, you know, throwing in a few low blows and whatnot. So then, at the end of the sixth now, the coach is like, I'm gonna give you one more round. Can you give me one more? And the ref's come over and gone, it's a close fight. You know, just keep your punches up. It's a close fight. So I'm like, this ref is giving this fighter more encouragement. Then his own coach is like, you can see because even when Kyrone's in the corner, he's like he's acting, you know, moving dejected and stuff, because the coach ain't really spurring him on or inspiring him. He's like, okay, if you can't hurt him this round, I'm gonna call it or whatever. So anyways, come out for the 7th. Benavidez is just punching him up, giving him just mad big bombs. So the coach has thrown the towel in. So it is what it is. Big up the Don K9. So yeah, what's next for David? Well, we obviously want to see him against Canelo. Some people are talking about, because he got hit a bit more than he should have against Kyron David, who's not really a puncher and last minute and kind of replacement opponent, not last minute, but replacement opponent. If he was fighting Jose Uzcategui, he would have been more defensively responsible, because Uzcategui can punch. Kyron couldn't hurt him, too small, as Tony said. So yeah, and if he's fighting Canelo, he's definitely going to have to be more responsible. But what it is, I see David Benavidez beating Canelo on points. The reason being is because no one's actually stuck it on Canelo since Triple G. Everyone else, even all these big guys he's fought from 168 to 175, have all been moving bammy, moving shook, moving scared. All right. Kovalev moving tentative, using this jab. There was no crusher mentality going on when he fought Canelo. Callum Smith on the retreat, tucking up, trying to do this dead catch counter, which was not working all night. On the retreat, negative. Billy Joe wants big, massive ring. Already mentality tells me he's on the move. So he's on the move, negative. Got punched in the face. He didn't want it. Avni Yildirim, tuck up punch bag, he weren't on it. Caleb Plant, on the retreat, heavy. Yeah, he was doing very well, and I had him up. A lot of people think I'm crazy, but he was on the retreat, and then from the 9th round, when I saw that speech, I went, oh, am I doing good? I'm not bad, yeah? I was thinking, oh no, you're in opponent, you're in sparring mode, sparring partner mode. So then you just got bruck up as well. But David Benavidez is going to move to him, yeah? And he's going to really test that stamina and engine. Nobody also goes to Canelo's body. It's always Canelo going to their body. No one throws body shots at him, though. David Benavidez is going to do that. David Benavidez is going to back him up. David Benavidez is going to be hitting him with fast, hard combinations. David Benavidez is going to win. Even if they try to skank him on the cards, the CompuBox numbers are going to show who really won the fight. Because it's not just going to be, oh, Canelo landed the more power shots, even if that guy landed more jabs, like I say, a Plant issue. Benavidez throws fast and loads of power shots. So he's going to be up. He's going to be up on the power shot numbers. So that's why he's going to beat him on points. He ain't going to knock him out. He ain't going to knock out Canelo. He hits hard and stuff. He can, Canelo's going to feel it and think, oh, okay. But he's not going to knock out Canelo or nothing like that. So I'm keeping it a buck. But it's going to be a points thing. Triple G hit him to the video. What do you mean? Canelo's power on the next level. Yeah, Canelo's got good power. David Benavidez, he can take a punch. And he's got that youthful arrogance. When you've got, like, for instance, Alois Jumbi, for instance, that youthful arrogance. This is why he took that fight on 24 hours notice. He had funky dreads on a Thursday. Then he had his hair totally done. So he's, you get his hair pulled or whatever by whoever's doing his hair. Friday, he's out fighting because he's got that youthful confidence where he just don't care. So that's what you need. You don't need to be thinking about, or like all this. You can't be second guessing yourself, which a lot of people do when they get in there with Canelo, unfortunately. So yeah, if any of you guys want to come in now and talk and chop it up, who have we got? I think I've got 2 requests. Oh no, we're not having you on. But yeah, then send it through now. And talk about whatever we want to talk about. Oh yeah, I mentioned also Rivers on that Mick Hennessy show. Rivers Wilson Bent versus Tyler Denny, that ended in a 7th round technical decision because Ian John Lewis said that the result of the cut was by a headbutt, where you can clearly see on the video that Tyler Denny, he landed the Canelo shot. So so Rivers Wilson Bent caught him with like a couple shots or whatever. But then as he's coming, he's fallen over his front foot, head down. Tyler Denny's done the Canelo uppercut now. bust his eye. That cut looked mad. Then they got in a tangle, whatever, and then as he's sort of broke away, you've seen his eye, just like mad blood and all that. Yeah, they did the VAR thing, and they need to overturn it for what's the guy who Regis Prograis when Red that fake diving on the floor and they overturned it. So Tyler Denny got stitched up for that title. So yeah,